We just checked some guests out of the condo here on Playa La Madera and thought I'd take a few minutes and go over some of the financials for the house project that we're remodeling. There's some good news, some okay news, some not so great news, some bad news. So I'll start with the good news. Is that we do see the light at the end of the tunnel, I think, and I really feel confident in about 3 to 3.5 months we should pretty much be done with everything and have the place ready to rent out. Tourism is really, I mean, it seems like it's totally back in Ziwa and in Mexico overall. I know that there is a third wave of COVID cases in Mexico City and some other pockets, the bigger tourist hotspots like Los Cabos and Cancun. But here in Ziwa, it seems like they have it pretty much under control. I know right now, anybody who wants a vaccine that's 40 or older or is pregnant has been able to get their first and their second shot, and that's great. And then the other thing I just read is that the third quarter of this year coming up, there 30% more plane tickets have been purchased compared to 2 years ago. The condo that we have right here, we've already have on the books and have had more night stays than we've ever had in the previous 2018, 2019, 3 years prior to this. So that's really good. And I think that with the new place, La Madera is a super popular area, so we feel really confident that with the couple of units we have there, that once it is completed, that we'll be able to have guests, which will be exciting. The okay news is that we still have a long list of to-dos. We've already bought ceiling fans, smart lock deadbolts for all the doors, all the outlets and switches. We've purchased sinks and the garbage disposals. We'll probably buy the air conditioners here in the next week, but we still need to decide on tiles and paint colors and some of the light fixtures, and we need to probably make those decisions on like who we're going to have to do the windows and the doors in the next 6 to 8 weeks. The not so great news is the last 3 months to 3.5 months of this project are going to be really expensive. We just met with the architect last night, and he gave us some proposals for a lot of the finishing work, and it definitely made our night not as good after we talked to him. We've made a lot of mistakes with having to switch electricians, and when you do something like that, you kind of have to take a step back. We've also overpaid for some of the work, and we found out later it's probably one of the hardest things that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, especially being here, is that if you're an American and you spend a significant amount of time or you live in Mexico, you're looked at as having a lot of money, even if you still work or you don't have a lot of money. It's just the perception, and we know what some things cost, but that doesn't change the fact that it's hard to get someone to give us the same price as they would give to a local to do the work. And then the other side of it is just it creates a lot more work in the house because the way that we look at how we want something done is different than the guys working there. It's not a big deal to a lot of people if you have a crack in a tile, or if there's, when they're installing a ceiling fan, true story, they put an extra hole up there and you can see it. It's a big deal to us, definitely not a big deal to them, and probably not a major issue with even guests or visitors, but you really want things done nice, and when it's brand new, you want it to look brand new. So there's those types of things that come up, and then it can cause the work to take longer because you're having to clean up the mistakes from before. So anyway, so getting down to where we are, we're now 8 months in, and we've spent about $55,000 total on the project. $10,000 of that was on the downstairs unit, getting it pretty much completely done. So in the end of December, we were 2 months in, we'd spent $10,000, and we were super excited about where we stood because we had done that for so little money. We had done all the work ourselves, and with the much bigger project upstairs, we knew we probably needed an architect to take over, and things have gone, for the most part, pretty well until now, where we're trying to get to the finish line. So we still have about $10,000 in contracted work over the next couple of weeks that we need to pay for, with the electrician, the architect, and with the plumber. So to finish everything else, based on the proposals that we've received, we need about $100,000 more, which is a lot more than we were expecting to spend. We were hoping that number would be about $50,000. So I don't know how we're going to totally proceed, but we will meet with the architect tomorrow. We're going to go through every single line of things that he's done and we've paid for, and things that he's proposed. I think there may be some crossover with things that we've already paid for and that are showing up again in the future proposals, but we just have to go through each item to make sure that that's not the case. And some of the other even worse news maybe is we started the backyard work, leveling off some areas. We have this grand plan to make the backyard amazing, and I really thought it was going to cost a lot less. The proposals that we got were for just the leveling off a few areas was like $13,000. That doesn't include some of the trails that we want to put in. We want to save all of the trees that are back there, and I think we pretty much can. We're definitely going to, any of the bigger trees we're not going to touch, but and then with the pool, we've gotten a couple quotes, and those have come in at like $33,000 and $39,000, and that's almost double what I was expecting that we'd have to pay. So we're going to have to go back through that, see if we can change things a little bit. Again, you know, I wanted this great pool with a deep end, maybe have a diving board, and maybe we can't do that. So we'll see over the next couple weeks where we stand. But again, going back, we're trying to stay positive, be optimistic that this is all going to work out. It's an investment. It's really expensive though, and we are not rich, so that's the scary part, is we need to get this thing done, and we've got to figure out where we can make cuts and still get pretty much everything that we want. So stay tuned, and over the next couple months, hopefully we'll finally start to get to some areas where we're finishing things up, and it will actually look really nice, and we're excited to share where we go here in the next couple months. All right, thanks.